Fasting, or intermittent fasting, is a world of renewed vigor and life-changing activities. This healthy practice forgoes all unnecessary excess food and disproportionate dieting by achieving a state of coalescence with your body's natural harmonies. It is a universal practice that reincorporates your natural healing factors of regeneration of cells, the activation of metabolic and signaling pathways by increasing naturally NAD production. It benefits of the gut microbiome and also improves lipid protein synthesis by increasing triglycerides. It is well known that fasting can increase one's lifespan. In the daily routine, you can quite often proceed by doing leisurely things that can lead you in the receiving and relaxing modes. In the practices of uptake and nutritional awareness, of course, there are many allowable things you can implement with a regular fasting routine or regimen that may include eating lightly but holistically that can benefit whichever lifestyle that you choose. At the most, you must research and make some practical steps in creating a positive change and difference. Those include drinking more water, allowing time in the morning to take in whatever you can, and building a routine that works for your lifestyle. Choose which choice of lifestyle and outlook that you want, that matches your perception. If you are doing a periodic thing, then jot down some ideas, such as including more electrolytic and carbonic natural foods, while still retaining alkalinity and natural nutritional value. Every decision is not final, yet it defines which area and mindset you are tending and rearing yourself in. If your aim is to lose weight, then making slight adjustments to your already established lifestyle may be enough. Naturally, if you impart more calcium, which is in a lot of fresh leafy greens, which may be the most admissible form of food taken during a fast, that is one of a few things that can modulate you well. Foods that contain acids or cause gastric acidosis and in general are not very alkaline should be reduced, as when the fasting parts of your changing routine, you want to gear it to not optimize on any specific thing, but quite naturally to intake very minimal but to gain the maximal output energy. Many state that it is better to have small parts without actual meals, although that is a more strict kind of fast. But in general, it may take a slow time until you completely wean off of solid foods, and is not entirely recommended to do, unless you are well in your ways, and have found a good balance, are aware of the various integrative foods and chemicals and nutritional vitamin sources to which you can optimize on. Religious advocates are more prone to certain strict practices, but these are not always necessarily the best ways. In general, a fast need not include any meals, but it does oftentimes include fruits, which are the most carbon-based foods that are natural to man. Secondly, including certain herbs, such as cilantros and parsleys, are universally accepted to be a better outlet of small nutritional sources. Additionally, if you are acquiring nutrition from plant-based sources, you are getting less carbs and calories, and what you do get is a natural and healthy proportion of fats. This already adapted to an already corrective essential amino acid intake, such as good sources of arginine, tryptophan, lysine, and phenylalanine, and others including non-essential amino acids like cysteine can aid in the body's natural healing processes. All of these very bioactive elements are found easily in the everyday fasting regimen, which can be gathered by grains, legumes, fruits, and vegetables. One source tells to begin each day with an herbal tea that can be an concoction. These are used by teas as well as herbal tinctures. You can even make your herbs slightly simmered or slowly steamed in water and oil. People do bay leaves as a good stomach activator, which helps with the alleviation of any aches or constipation. It is recommended to have raspberry and blueberries, or berry-type fruity teas, as well as fruits in general, as these contain the most antioxidants, and just watery fruits in general that contain the most electrolytes. Preferably loose teas being the most beneficial. That way you are gaining certain polyphenols and fructose and energy from the fruits, and it is infused into the blood quickly, and can be either hot or cold. Usually warm but not hot in the mornings and before and after meals is best. Fruits are eliminative and cooling to the body. In small amounts, they may be used for these purposes. Fruits are usually taken in the middle of the day, when your internal and external temperatures are highest. Fruits taken early in the morning or late in the night lead to overcooling and can cause imbalance to the organ systems. So thus a good hearty grain breakfast is good, with additional teas and herbs such as parsley, cilantro, dill, are mellowing to the body's nature and provide good iron and magnesium. Calcium from leafy greens as mentioned, and phosphorytic foods such as nuts and seeds are very necessary. For solid foods like brown rice is very good, as it is a good source of optimal protein, fiber, and the kind of resistant starch that does not add any carbs or calories. This is stated to take 3 small bowls of brown rice in one day. 1 bowl of rice is more effective, however, this does not exclude certain herbs like leafy greens and teas as well. Only when you feel strong hunger, then take 1 tablespoon of brown rice. This method is guaranteed to get the system going, without undue problems and unnecessary excess. It will remove toxins and cleanse your body of replete chemicals. Though this may take time, again there is no 100% solution, only what you feel is acceptable. It may be an stringent process, not to mention that throughout the fast you may go through a kind of Herxheimer syndrome, whereas the body goes through withdrawals or aches and possible pains. If you feel that you are overtly making a too rapid a change in your body and weight proportions, then use a BMI or vegan source dietary change. Too much fat leads to heart problems and restricts your abilities to absorb the vitamins and minerals in your body. Too low fat can lead to malnutrition, so it may be tantamount to find and discover how much fat you can accumulate and knowing which balance works for you. These kinds of biological and biochemical changes don't happen rapidly and overnight. They may take a couple weeks usually in order to gain some real footing and find a natural course of balance that works for you. If you do in fact feel fatigue, then usually it's best advised that you start eating or try to become more aware of what it is, whether it is too little water, then this must be checked. Water with a little bit of honey can guarantee healthy energy levels. This can give you good gut health, which can provide you with essential healthy energy levels. Lemon and ginger is good as well to have, either in teas or even just with some rice or grains. Many take ginseng root powder or teas that are good for body energy levels and immunity. The kinds of grains preferably used during breakfast include millet, buckwheat, and bulgur. It is also advised to have salads regularly. It doesn't mean you need them every day, but your body loves leafy greens or things like cucumbers which contain electrolytes and water. Tomatoes can be used sparingly as they are a little more acidic, supplementing them with bell peppers and celery. Onions should be used sparingly, they are hard on the stomach, but a little can help you if you feel like you can use them. Things like radishes may be similar, as they do also contain healthy levels of natural MSM. Dandelion is good to have. Lightly simmered with water for about 10 minutes until it gets soft enough to eat. With olive oil and lemon can be great. Be careful not to intake lemon for too long. Every few days give a day or two break, that way your blood does not become too watery and alkaline. A little bit of everything works and goes a long way, so long as you find the right portions, and test the waters so to speak. Everything that we do and partake should always work for you. And knowing what works for you is your step in finding your best way to health, one that fosters your well-being. Likely, the methods and approach us to fasting should be optimal for vitamins, as well as basic minerals. It's good to take smoothies, such as apple and cherries, or oranges. However, once you find a groove and you feel that your balance is good with moderation, your vitamin intake should be supplanted by breakfast and just essential fruits, rather than making smoothies and stuff, as also making or drinking fruit juices can be too high in sugars and don't provide your body with the essential fibers that you would otherwise be getting from eating them instead. If you incorporate breakfasts that include grains or rice as mentioned, These are very effective in providing minerals and certain vitamins. Certain nuts, including almonds, contain good sources of vitamin B3, riboflavin. Riboflavin is good for our cells, hormones, and blood. Walnuts are the best source of tryptophan, which is also an amino acid. This essential amino acid is good for our biosynthesis of protein, for the muscles, as a good enzyme, and is best for our brain. Chromium is really good for blood platelets, and a good source of that is in pineapples. So as stated earlier, fruits are optimal. Of course, when you are trying to gain quality change and it is made to be effective, the basic most exemplified way and method to do fasting is to really intake as least as you can. There is no real preliminary for this, however, the aim for fasting, whether religious or health conscious, must be something that can be advocated by your healthcare practitioner. If you do in fact have prior health issues, and are taking medications, or have further health concerns, the addition of seaweeds, such as Irish sea moss, is highly recommended for anyone. Opt for the organic kind, as this is best. It can provide you with most all minerals our body needs, and aids in the addition of removing excess toxins in the body. The need to lose weight must be watched regularly, as your lifestyle cannot change all at once, and must be taken slowly and naturally, one that can work for you in moderation. So intermittent fasting is beneficial as your way to gain the right balance and state of health can become a usual practice. Some people may fast for 3 or 5 days, some for weeks, or a month. Whatever you choose, making sure that you have the right kinds of elements needed can help you harness the qualities in yourself that you most want, and ultimately to feel better. Even though you feel that you need fasting in your life, firstly make sure that you have the right state of mind in deciding what changes you want. It may take some thinking and perhaps more research. Apples can be good for this process. Supplanting things that may alleviate your current health situation is necessary, and the ultimate goal is to find what works for you, as there is no set system that is the best. As you go through the process of cleansing and detoxing, know that liquids will help, and that it is recommended to mostly drink water. Water is necessary, and with your small breakfasts can be good, and adding healthy sea salts to your meals as well, as that aids in the distribution of water in your body, and purifies and strengthens the immune system by helping with thyroid and lymphatic systems.